you know, but it's all politics, a lot of it there. But
Please
the Rod and Gun Club is
please
very
wrap up, Mr.
interested in
Townsend.
this, getting that dam put back to as it was before it, and get it filled with water, and then we could make arrangements to get fish put out back in there and get it back on track like it used to be. A lot of people use that area up there. I see somewhere in that EIR it says only 5 or 10 people is up there use it maybe per day. And that's a sort of a misstatement, because I've seen the horsemen cattle up there, and the Masons used to have their high 12 there, and there's hundreds of people use that. And we even, the Rod and Gun Club built a barbecue pit there for these people. Now, there's a lot of use up there.
Thank you, Mr.
And I'd
Townsend.
like to see that brought back to use, and then we can work on the EIR.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr. Townsend.
thank you.
Thank you. As chair, I do have the leeway to grant a certain amount of overage time, and I do appreciate you trying to keep it to 3 minutes, though. Next speaker, Ed Berry Jr., please.
I thank Mr. Townsend for his history lesson. I am the first, what we would call a real user of the Mill Creek. And I also do a lot of habitat reconstruction. What we're looking for here is solutions. I support the A part of keeping the dams in there. We have an opportunity to serve a lot of people in different ways. Everybody wants their fish, everybody wants their habitat, everybody wants to keep the channel clean, everybody wants to keep the dams for recreation and so forth. I believe that sluicing the dam out once a year is the proper way to do it. I know that TMDL is a big issue with Fish and Game and everybody else. But if we sluice it out, you're just removing yearly normal sedimentation, because you know that is a deep V-cutting canyon, okay? Take the dams out, you're gonna have a mess beyond belief. Solutions. Again, I support the A. I've done a lot of, in our own part, as first part, a lot of weir and rock wall constructions. There is, by nature of the grade of the dams, tremendous possibilities of back cutting. And on our own part, we've done an awful lot to solve that. So unbeknownst perhaps to the county, in our own operation, we've done a lot for habitat building and for back cutting. But I would certainly advocate keeping the dams in, maintaining them, swabbing them out. Okay, if you have to do that to get ahead of the winterized sluicing. But we do have an opportunity for water storage here that is already in place, and we don't have to wrestle with any other agencies. But I think this is the proper way of doing it. Like I say, our farm has done an awful lot to maintain the viability of that creek all the way up to the dams, just by virtue of some of our weir structures that we have put in. So please consider as an endorsement of our family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Berry. Other members of the public? This is an issue that the board has been dealing with for at least 3 years now. Someone stated into the future, hold people accountable. Who's responsible? The 5 people sitting before you are the people responsible. The failure was of the 5 people running this county government to maintain the facility in a proper, efficient manner in the past. That's the situation we're in now. We're now trying to correct that situation and not lose water storage capacity, not lose the recreation availability, not lose the fire suppression availability activity, et cetera, et cetera. We're trying to correct this. It's cost us an extreme amount of money to follow the rules from this point forward, and you can be darn well guaranteed we're going to follow them into the future. So a general statement of my passion. I've stated before, if the alternative is to go to D, you're going to see me chained to those dams before those dams are removed. I made that statement a great many years ago. I make it again today. That is my commitment, and that is my promise. This is a resource that we cannot lose. I very much hope that we have a unanimous approval for alternative A, and would encourage the board to open their minds, even though this benefit might not benefit their personal district, to allow for the entire county to reap the benefits of this project. So maybe even expand it onto a political statement here, but I think this is a good thing for the public and it needs to continue. Public comment, one last time. Please step forward, state your name for the record, and please keep it to 3 minutes.
My name is Wallace German. I live in Talmadge. I worked for the state hospital from 1947 and I closed it. I have worked on the dam, and I don't believe some of you are old enough to know where the dirt went from the dam to start with. All the entrance to the Mendocino State Hospital at one time was a swamp, just like the swamp that's there now. All that dirt that's in there came from that dam. I believe it was Atkinson who did it, that hauled it, had the contract. They didn't dump it. We used to dump it, yes. When we had 3,000 patients, we'd go up there in the springtime with men, I'm telling you, 100 men, and shovels, and dump the dirt in the creek and wash it down. The dam has always leaked. It has a weir. The state water resources has a reading on that weir of how much it has leaked, when it started leaking, and as far as I know, it started leaking the day they filled it. And it don't come from the dam, though. It comes from the south wall about 100 yards up in the dam. It goes through. Anyway, they know all about it, and the state signed a release. If it broke and it went down into Five Bushes subdivision, they would be liable for it. And it has never broke. But the dirt, which you people are talking about, was all hauled out of there at one time by Atkinson, you know. And every yard of dirt you haul out, you got that much water. And that dam was to the picnic ground when Atkinson got through. Now it's 100 yards from the picnic ground. So the storage was a lot greater at that time. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. German, for your historical background there. I'll close the public comment at this time and bring it back to the board. Discussion? Invitation to have someone step forward with a motion? Supervisor Smith.
Yes, I have some questions of staff.
Sure.
Mr. Sanford, in reviewing this, which is our final document, correct? This is the February 2008 EIR Mill Creek Project, Mendocino County. In going over the comparison of alternatives, I'm looking at the section on preferred alternatives, page 2-38, and it continues on. It states on page 2-41, after it gives a number of bullet points on aspects of the alternatives and which ones offer the greatest potential for a variety of I guess, I would hope technically and scientifically based components that regulatory agencies would want us to address, was what I would assume is why they would be here. So you go through it and it talks about, and I have some concerns in this area because I feel that we paid quite a bit for this document, correct? Do you know what we paid for it?
This is on the order of $400,000.
So for $400,000, we've got alternative A, alternative D, and various ones offer more potential for various different criteria depending on what you're looking at. So I have a